Hey, it's Tuesday again. We're here. Chris is not. He couldn't make it today. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Chris.
Oh, he's fine. He's fine. Don't listen to Will. Chris is fine.
We'll be back right after this. You know, we always talk about what's going on in Rogersville kind of at the end of our show.
Yeah.
I really feel like we should move that to the beginning.
the forward?
Yeah. If we
Okay.
can remember, but I just sprung that on you. So.
I'm like, is there something we're supposed to talk about?
No, not that I know of. I mean,
Good morning, Beth.
The high school, I don't know if it's, I hope it's not over.
It is. They have done their run because it was
The Addams Family?
The Addams Family production was Thursday,
Well,
Friday, Saturday. It is done.
I wish we talked about it ahead of time.
Yes.
Because apparently it was amazing.
It was amazing, and I think the word was out there very well.
Okay.
And it's usually highly attended. Is
Yeah.
my understanding. My kids went with a friend, so I didn't go because I had a lot going on last week.
I
But
heard they did a great job.
Yeah.
I think they always do. I think
so.
Peter was the star of several musicals.
The star.
Back in his day.
I had no, and now he's a producer on TV,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
So I mean, really,
Making the rounds.
Peter's like,
Good morning, Beth. Glad to have.
But
Beth
no, I
with
think it
us
was an
today.
awesome event, and on the residence page, I've been trying to go through. Usually, I do it on Wednesdays, and like collect all of the different posts and events, and look up Facebook events,
Yep.
and do a list of what's happening in Rogersville this weekend.
Yep.
And I've been doing that for I don't know a couple months now.
Yeah, we really enjoy that. That's
And
a very handy
it's
post.
kind of a good way to, because you see this stuff and then you kind of forget where you saw it.
Yep.
It's like, wait, where did I see that? And then so it's kind of a way.
I've gotten, and this doesn't help a bit, but I'll start taking screenshots of stuff that I'm interested in
That's
and
a
save
good
them
way
in
to do
my
it.
photo library, and then they
Yes.
get buried and lost with all the other pictures.
All the other pictures
so
and screenshots.
it does me no
Yes.
good at all. But at least I'm trying.
You're trying. Yes.
I know the Wildcat Gala's coming up. I don't think that's until April, but now's probably a great time
Couldn't tell you
to
when it
reserve
is.
your tickets, get your table, all that stuff.
Sure it's out there.
LRfoundation.org, I'm pretty sure, is where you go to find out more information about
Yep.
that. I have a really busy, like, through next Tuesday is
Slammed.
is slamming because Thursday is my birthday.
Oh,
so
yeah. Beth just said happy birthday, Will. I'm like, when is that?
Well, thanks.
This coming
Beth.
Thursday?
It's so nice of you to notice. Yes, February 19th. And I'll be celebrating by attending the Webster County Republican Central Committee meeting.
That sounds like a blast.
It's going to be a blowout. Yeah, I'm sure.
Love a
and
good
then
meeting.
Friday is the first day of State Lincoln Days, the
okay,
state
yes.
GOP Lincoln Days, which this year is in Springfield
Oh, well, good.
at the Oasis
Not a far drive.
thing. No, it's not. So, all the communications I've been getting, I'm like, be sure to get your hotel rooms. I'm like, I don't need a hotel
I don't need a hotel room. I
right
can
there.
drive home.
So that's Friday, and then there's some banquet dinner Friday night, and then it's Saturday, and there's another banquet dinner Saturday night, and I'm dragging Shelby to both the dinners. I'm not making her go to the other stuff. But then,
Thank you for your service, Shelby.
But yeah, indeed. But then there's there's other stuff.
Yes.
Meetings, and here's that.
You're entering a busy realm of things,
I
Will.
know. I know.
You've done this to yourself.
I did it. It's a self-inflicted wound.
And I appreciate that you're willing to do it.
Well, thank you.
Because, it's a lot of, it's a huge obligation.
Yeah.
Just the running for the position. And then once you get the position.
Yeah.
But,
I guess it gets worse. I don't know.
I guess it gets worse.
Occasionally I look at Darren Chappell on Friday after he's been in session all week, and I go, oh, man.
Oh.
What did I? No, this does not look good. But anyway, he's doing a great job.
Chappell is doing a great job. He deeply cares.
Sunday night is actually my birthday celebration. Shelby got me tickets for Nate Bargatze.
That'll be fun.
We're going to go see Nate Bargatze.
It's like Will's big week.
Yeah. Well, and then Monday I have to drive to Jeff City. I have two dinners to attend Monday night. I've been invited to by different
Cool.
folks. And then Tuesday's filing day. So
Holy
I'll
guacamole.
be putting my name on it and signing up officially to run. And then I get to come home, and then I maybe get to breathe.
And then maybe.
But that means I will not be here next Tuesday.
Yeah, when we were going to talk to Ballard about that, we got to decide what we want to do. We may try to bring a guest on. I'll talk to Ballard and see what he wants to do. If we have, as long as we have Peter, are you available to do our producering, Peter, next week? He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, it's fine.
You can talk. Nobody can hear you. Anyway,
Yeah.
because you don't have a microphone over there.
He's like, yeah, I don't want to.
He'll be here. It's okay. He gets his $50.
Oh, sweet.
be
So yeah, maybe Ballard and I'll have a guest. I'll talk to him about that, and we'll figure it out. I almost snagged Jesse as a random guest today.
Oh, yeah.
But he's gonna go play golf
Oh, well.
with his
We
friend.
could have zoomed him in.
Yeah,
I guess you can zoom me in.
Zoom in.
I don't know what I'm be doing. I think I'm at the Missouri House Republican candidate breakfast.
We'll just let you do that.
Yeah. Okay.
That says he's a hoot, Nate
I'm
Bargatze.
afraid they won't have biscuits and gravy. I'm concerned.
should.
They should.
They should.
That may be my first act as a representative, is to make
I
sure that biscuits and
decree-
gravy shall be served in
I
the
decree
Capitol
B's and G's shall be
cafeteria,
served
whatever.
with every meal from here on out.
Yeah. No, they were kind of asking what I, like around here. It's like, well, what do you want? We have a little birthday. What kind of treat do you want? I'm like, seriously, biscuits and gravy would
It's
probably
the
make me
best.
happier than anything else. I don't really have much of a sweet tooth.
I mean, biscuits and gravy, it's the best.
If it's done right.
If it's done right,
Amazing.
it can be very okay.
Well, and you can doctor it up too.
Yeah.
You can. I've had biscuits and gravy, thrown a little Tabasco in there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
do all kinds of stuff.
It's a lot of fun.
I just like a classic sausage gravy though.
I do, too.
That's my deal. I
do,
like
too.
it.
It's
And a homemade biscuit.
So anyway, that's all that I know that's going.
So you got a busy
Yeah.
Will's busy week.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
It's exciting.
It is
I'm glad
exciting.
for you.
I'd rather be home. just say it.
I'd rather be. I've been so busy with work lately. I am not up to date on what's going on with the world or as much locally as I normally am. I'm trying, but it's been so busy. I've just been running to keep up, and sometimes my work goes in phases like that, and it seems
Yeah,
more
mine
often
too.
than not the past couple of years, and which is good. But it's just a lot to keep up with, and of course, the kids are forefront of the keeping up with the things.
I'm
But
kind of done with that part. So.
yeah, Diana says, "Good morning, y'all, and happy birthday to Will." Thank you, Diana.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
In case you're wondering, I will be turning 55.
55.
55.
I remember your 50th birthday, so there you go.
Yeah, because we were doing this on my 50th birthday. back in
Many moons ago.
2021. Yeah.
So I gotta tell, I'm surprised. Before we were on air, you said you hadn't watched Lonesome Dove.
Yeah.
So many of you obviously know that Robert Duvall passed away, and so yesterday was Monday. Sunday night.
He was Tom Hagen in The Godfather, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
Was he?
I think so.
Never really watched
Consigliere.
The Godfather.
You never watched it? Say, okay, now. See,
I mean-
now we've got some detente here.
There we
because-
go. I think I've
You've never
seen
watched it,
clips of it, but I mean, when The Godfather came out and was a big thing, I was.
Well, yeah, you weren't
You
even
know.
here yet, I don't think. It was like 1972.
Is that when it came out?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Holy guacamole!
Yeah. And, and as a kid, it's not entertaining.
No, no.
But as an adult, good stuff.
I'll probably watch it at some point. But no, Lonesome Dove was the big miniseries, and it came out in '89, I guess. And it
I was a senior in high school. I wouldn't watch
There you go.
TV
That makes
back then.
sense.
Yeah.
And it was replayed. I think it was a big deal. I remember it being a big deal. Kind of like, Dallas was a big deal.
Yeah.
Lonesome Dove was a big deal.
So I'm assuming it was based on a novel.
It was, yes, it's
Yeah.
based on a novel,
They
Lonesome Dove, I think.
Serialized it.
And so they miniseries it. It's a Western. It's got, I mean, Tommy Lee Jones, Robert Duvall, Danny Glover. It's got all kinds.
Okay.
Oh, Angelica Houston. Oh my gosh, I just forgot the main girl's name. So it's got an amazing cast.
I just don't watch a lot of TV, movie, video anymore.
Yeah.
just don't.
Yeah. So we started watching that with the girls Sunday night, which is a little hard to translate to kids of modern era, but it's also good, honestly, that they have no idea what they're talking about most of the time
yeah.
because a lot of it's not very appropriate
Yeah.
because it's Wild West days. But anyway, and then he died the next day, and I was like, well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then we started watching it again last night and got through a couple episodes, and it's entertaining. But my takeaway from it is, it's very obvious the whole thing appears to have been filmed like out in the deserty. I don't know if they filmed a lot of it in Texas or Arizona. I don't know. I mean, they're supposed to be in Texas, so I'm assuming they filmed it in Texas and they're working their way to
Well,
Montana.
they filmed Ozark in Georgia.
Georgia, yeah.
So
But it's very clear that they were like riding horses and, you know, doing all the things that they did when they filmed Westerns back then. And I mean, talk about a wild way to do a movie. And now it's completely different than the way movies are done today.
Yeah.
I mean, or shows, whatever. It's just pretty interesting.
it's still impressive when they do those things. But
It's very impressive.
You know, I mentioned a couple different things, but one is, you know, you look at TV shows from 20 years ago, which now doesn't seem that long ago. But, you know, when I was a kid in like 1985 and I'm watching Star Trek and it's, you know, it was from the 1960s. I'm like, this is an old show.
Yeah.
So old.
Yeah.
And now I watch The Sopranos all the time and
it looks like it could be relatively.
Well, to me.
Yeah.
You know, to me. But they're using payphones. There's no smartphones. You know,
yes, that is true.
They dial up internet. They barely do anything internet, you know, wise. And you're just like, it's even that. It's a different world.
It is a different world. It changed very quickly. Very quickly.
Just with the cell phone technology and stuff like that. You know, you watch a crime show now and they're tracking smartphones and they're hacking this. And
yeah.
You know, you go back 10, 15 years, it was unheard of.
No.
Unheard of.
Yeah, no, the birth of the smartphone, the creation of the iPhone is a big deal in history.
Well, it put everybody online. It made everybody connected. It made this show possible. All that but now
pretty wild.
We're really having to learn how to deal with it because
I think the newness of all of it has maybe worn off, even though there's new stuff happening with it all the time. And now maybe we're thinking a little bit deeper about. I don't know.
Well, we're recognizing, like we've usually ultimately finally do with most things, that moderation is important.
Key.
And, you know, there's the big civil trial going on right now. Mark Zuckerberg, apparently, I don't know when he's going to testify, but he's being subpoenaed to testify.
Yeah.
About, you know, the addictive nature and whether or not they were being overly aggressive, perhaps mercenary, reckless even in creating the addictive nature of it
all.
There are things that, you know, it's like, it turns out they're addictive and we didn't know, you know, and it just sort of happened.
Yes.
I think the crux of this case here is that they're saying, no, they were intentionally designing, they knew what types of interactions and prompts would create addictions in children and adults.
Yes.
And they intentionally pursued those. They intentionally coded them. They intentionally built them in. They made them as pervasive as they could. They tried to make these social media platforms and apps as addictive as they possibly could. That was their intent, and that was their goal. And it was targeted at kids, and that is the crux of the plaintiff's argument. I was listening to a guy talk about the other day, and I thought this was a wise thing to say.
Sure,
it was a balanced thing to say, which is like, look, we understand it. Assuming that's true, we understand that we're not happy with that, and we don't like that.
Yeah.
But is that something that we need to enforce from a legal perspective? Or can we go, parents, you need to exercise control over your children. You need to be the ones to limit their access to these things. And by the way, we are a free market society. We believe in businesses doing the things that we want them to do to maximize profit.
Oh, it's the one-man Mardi Gras parade.
Hey, come on, Joe.
Yes.
You gotta say, wait, come over here a little bit.
The one-man Mardi Gras. He's going to have to make it wider.
Yeah, you're going to have to, well, because you're not on the camera.
Oh, no, there he is.
Right. I'm just stopping by to say hi.
Joe's doing his annual one-man Mardi Gras parade.
Thank you, Joe. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe. That's awesome.
Glad to have on the show.
That's a hilarious.
We got a guest spot.
Joe does it his absolute best to make everyone in the area enjoy Mardi Gras.
Which is awesome because I don't even think about it.
We don't even think about
I don't
it.
even know.
So it's Fat Tuesday. So this is the end of the Mardi Gras season. We got good stuff. We got beads. We got a coin.
We got a king coin.
Is there a baby in here? There's a baby.
And there appears to be a couple pieces of candy.
There's the baby. It's
excited.
miniature. This is a hoot.
This is good.
I get a kick out of that. That's so funny that he does that. Yeah. It's an absolute hoot every year.
Well, he's a Rogersville treasure.
He is a treasure.
Joe here.
That's awesome. That made my day.
We had him here taking pictures of the folks. We're updating our website for the law firm.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
He did some photography for us.
Yes. He does lots of office shoots for people in addition to the sports and all of the things. He is a treasure, Rogersville treasure, a gem.
Well, when we did my campaign photos, I already had my professional photos that Joe did. And the group I'm working with, they're like, okay, we're going to come. And they had me go. And changed the clothes. And we took all these pictures. And we got all done. And they're like, let's just use the one you already got that Joe did. It's way better. And it is. And that's the one I'm using.
And you're like, there's that meme that's the kid that's like,
yeah,
I
know.
Yeah, I know.
I already had a great one.
I know.
So that's the one we've been using. And we're going to keep using that.
That's good. That's very good. We've been Mardi Gras. That's exciting.
It is exciting.
I hadn't thought too much about Mardi Gras. For a while decided I wanted to make Rogersville the home of the family-friendly Mardi Gras parade.
I remember you talking about
And I was
that.
like, how the heck would I do this? Yeah. And I'm like, it's a lot of effort.
I think we need a little more time.
Yes.
I think we need the area between the high school and the town to fill in.
And then we got our parade route.
And then we got a parade route. When that fills in, I think we'll have...
That's very possible.
We'll have a town that's all in one piece.
A genuine... And we'll see.
Because it's a weird thing about Rogersville. It's in little pieces.
It's in chunks. It's chunked up, Ozark has those vibes, too. Ozark very much almost feels like it has different sections of town.
But Ozark has a square.
Yes, it does have a square.
That's the difference.
It's got a square.
They've got a square, so there's a place.
There is a place for the gathering of the things.
We kind of don't have that. We've got
a
couple of things. Maybe we'll have a park.
Well,
Storytime park.
Speaking of Joe, I had an interesting conversation with him at coffee last week. So there was some Wayne Glenn. I don't really know who Wayne Glenn is. I know he's a local historian. Is that what it is?
Yeah, the old record collector.
So he
radio show
does. I knew he was in a radio show. He does, Facebook post. Is he still alive? Yeah, I guess.
Well, now that you've mentioned him.
Yeah. Darn it. It's not my fault.
Sorry, Wayne.
There's a Facebook page, and I'm assuming it's Wayne Glenn doing it. I don't know if it's just I don't know. Anyway, he posted about Rogersville, and there were some photos in there, and Joe and I were talking about it. And the photos of the old downtown original part of Rogersville, looking at them versus looking at photos of towns that had a square type situation. You get the feeling, looking at the original buildings, the photos of the time, that this may have been built in more of a temporary type way versus a fully planned out town with its own identity. And it's because of the railroad.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people around here know this history, and you may know it too, but Rogersville was not the major population center. It was Henderson.
Yes.
Henderson was the town in this area. But when the railroad came through, it came through Rogersville, and so all of the mercantile, the commercial, and then the population all moved around to Rogersville.
Yeah.
And Rogersville was built around
the railroad.
The railroad stop.
Which makes sense. And I mean, if you look at the old strip of the Rogersville original businesses, which there's not many left, and it's because I don't think they were built to last. Yeah. They weren't. There was a few brick buildings, and there's the concrete block building, but I mean that would have come in like 1900 time frame. I don't think it was it was kind of like a Wild West town, right? Like it came up for a reason pretty quickly out of the ground because the railroad came. And I think that's why we don't have a downtown.
Yeah, well, and so 60 Highway, what we think of as Center Street, that was 60 Highway.
Yes.
And it obviously ran right along the railroad for reasons.
Sure.
And then, it became Business 60. And
Yeah.
I think it's still called Business 60, but we also call it Centers for Rogersville. But then Highway 60 came through, and then they made it a 4-lane highway. And of course, that was now, half a mile? I don't know how far it is from the railroad up there.
Yeah.
That kind of started pulling things in that direction.
Yeah.
And then, I was here when Underwoods was built.
Yes.
It was really our first convenience store around here. Cody was we had a Cody store.
Yes.
But that was, and then Marshall's gas station down real close to where you are was a stop.
Yes.
There was a little Tasty Freeze kind of place in town. Down there.
I don't think it was. I think people are like, why isn't there a downtown? Well, there's not a downtown with lots of historic buildings because the town itself was not built to be like that from the beginning.
And nobody was really planning it either.
No, it wasn't really planned. It just kind of happened. It very much mimics kind of the Old West type towns. The railroad came. We needed some stuff because the railroad. Some things happened. The population centers shifted.
And we got a big street where you can have your gunfights.
Yes. And so that's kind of what happened. And it wasn't really a planned out square, city center type situation. It just happened to be something that popped up along the railroad.
Most town squares that you visit, like Ozarks, Marshfield, that's where the courthouse is. The original courthouse was.
So there was a reason for the square. Yeah.
So what I think is interesting is Seymour has a square.
Yes.
They don't have a courthouse.
They don't.
They have a gazebo.
Yes.
Which is very nice.
It is. They have a nice square.
And when it's all set up for Apple Cider Days?
Apple Days.
Apple Festival.
Apple Festival. Seymour Apple Festival.
But you go there when nothing else is going on, and it's like, this is a big open area.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Trees and...
Because, Houston's downtown was focused around their courthouse. We didn't have a traditional square, but we very much have a downtown section that's focused around a courthouse. So, there was... And, the idea is if you want a downtown square, you're going to have to create it.
You're going to have to make it.
In Rogersville because there never really has been one. There was a strip of some things that happened along a railroad track.
Yeah, and I don't know how you do that.
I don't know either.
If you're going to make it in downtown... it's going to be tricky.
Yes.
If you're going to make it somewhere else, it could be built easily. The question is that really going to work?
Well, and that's just not the cost of modern building doesn't lend itself to that well.
Well, what do you do with it?
Exactly.
Someone could buy a chunk of land, build the square, have a gazebo in the center, just like Seymour did, and then build some commercial structures around it, almost Chesterfield Village style.
Yes.
And that would maybe make a square.
Yeah, but I think in reality, what will happen is the downtown type area has developed significantly since I've lived here.
Oh, yeah.
It has. It's changed a lot, and I think you're going to see a further push towards that.
Well, the caboose area with the gazebo is nice.
Yeah.
And when we have things down there, like we have for Christmas, we didn't do it this last Christmas.
Well, they moved it over to the park. But, there's a lot more businesses, what I'm getting at.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, when we bought the building in 2018, that building was vacant. The license office was vacant. The yoga studio had just been built around that time frame. So that was another building that had been vacant. And then, of course, the Slingshot Creative, they've had their building going for quite a while now, but still, it was not for a while.
Well, that white building on the corner has always been interesting to me.
I know.
Just need to get something done with it.
Well,
something needs to happen there.
I know. It would be nice.
It'd be a cool place for a law firm.
It would be nice if, I don't think it has the space you need because it's kind of interesting. It's like 2 smaller-ish storefronts and then 2 apartments upstairs. I've been in it in the past couple of years.
Not big enough.
And there's a photographer in there, I guess. There's a sign up. I don't know anything about it in the bottom, but it's kind of it's really set up for like a storefront type situation, and then the apartments above.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. I wish somebody'd build an office building in Rogersville, in Webster County, because I would move.
There you go.
Because
Dishman is building the. You can get several units.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Not going to work.
It's
that is an interesting thing. Have you driven over there recently?
Well, I've seen it, but the mixed use thing is. I don't think that's going to fly.
That's what everybody's doing in every town.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normal.
it'll change.
But no, I mean that's what it's gone to. Like that's what the like if you look in Springfield and the different commercial development,
Sure.
that's definitely
That
like
Farmers Park.
The huge thing that they built in Republic recently is headed to more of a mixed use, because honestly, life used to be mixed use before
true.
the automobile. So you had businesses and offices, and then you had, apartments and things like that above. It was pretty normal for a long time.
Above my office, and it was a small office.
Yeah.
That would work, but
Yeah.
I got 10 people now.
Yeah. No, I think on something like that, it'd have to be a multiple unit situation. But no, that is the future of, building is more of a higher density, mixed use. And frankly, we got way too far away from that because we are fortunate to have space here.
Yeah.
We went out like this.
But you look at like LA and places like that. I mean, holy cow. They would be all over that.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes them an hour and a half to drive 10
yes.
miles.
And I mean, you think about it, like I'm fascinated by this documentary that I watched about the Hill in St. Louis. I think I talked about it last week too. And, you can build these areas where people can walk to things, because we have all this space here and we have automobiles. We're very much a driving culture here. Whereas there's some parts of the country that are not a driving culture at all, right?
Really not.
And, you can do that. And I think we got a little too hyper focused on the suburban sprawl for probably since the 90s,
Oh, I think it predates that.
And they the automobile is what changed everything because you could drive.
Right.
But there used to be, neighborhoods in the 50s and 60s, you'd have a store in that area, you'd have a couple places to eat, you'd have a hardware store, different things like sandwiched amongst homes. And then they did this deal where they're like, we're going to take, the modern, or not modern, I guess not modern anymore, the subdivisions where we're going to go take and we're just going to put as many houses here as we can. And it's...
Well, we did zoning too. They changed zoning. You can't put your commercial here. You have to put it over there. The industrial, I get.
Yeah, it needs to be away. Industrial parks exist for a reason, and they should be like that. That makes perfect sense.
We don't want the rendering plant next to our subdivision.
But no, so you're seeing a resurgence back of the mixed use, and they're doing it all over the country. And because people anymore, there's just a lot more need, I think, for what people put in the categories of affordable homes and, building a standalone home with a 1/4 acre lot. And then some places it's significantly less than that isn't necessarily obtainable for a lot of people anymore. And so if you can build up, and, I have my preferences of both ways. I see both sides of it. I think they're both necessary. And it is pretty interesting and fascinating how that has changed and how it will change again.
Well, as long as you can, hang on to your 120 acres that's yours, that you do with what you want, then...
Well, man, I get real frustrated with the comments of, the farmland's disappearing, we didn't want Rogersville to grow. Okay.
Sure, I get that too, and I get both sides. I get the frustration.
I see both sides, but
if you want farmland,
you have to buy it and keep it as farmland.
And have it as yours.
And let's be honest,
but don't tell somebody else what they...
A lot of this land that people are calling farmland has not been used as farmland. It's been bought or owned by a family, and they maybe have ran some cattle on it, or they maybe have cut hay off of it, and some of it's just sat there and overgrown for years.
Yeah.
And so
you're running cattle on it. I mean, it's ranch land.
If people are doing that,
we don't really have farms around here.
No, we don't have row cropping here. We don't
ranches.
have. I don't even call them. They're not ranches. They're cattle. They're small cattle operations.
What's a small ranch?
Because Missouri's a top 5 cattle producing state, and there's running small herds of cattle, up to 40 or so, maybe 100. So ranches to me are and I don't know what actually defines it. I don't know if there is an agriculture definition. It'd be interesting to know.
I think if you run livestock, it's a ranch. If you grow crops, it's a farm.
Really?
Yep.
Is that the actual definition?
Yep.
Oh, there you go. I had never heard that.
Yeah, that's the difference between a ranch and a farm.
Well, like I said, I didn't know. I didn't know it had a technical definition.
Yeah, there's a whole song in the musical Oklahoma. I think it's Oklahoma. The farmer and the rancher should be friends.
Oh, there you go. I said, to me, in my mind, ranches are like thousands of acres. But I'm not discounting because that's what we did. I mean, that's what we had. It's just interesting, though, because if you want to keep it farmland, then buy it you have to buy it.
Yeah.
And you can't dictate
And
what
farm
somebody else is going to do with their land.
For sure.
And you can have ideas in different ways you want to help, but I'm all for a plan instead of just throwing stuff against the wall to see if it sticks. But I think you have to be realistic too. Like, this is 10 minutes from the third largest city in the state.
Mm-hmm.
And so just assuming that somehow this particular spot would not see development, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, it just it just goes down to the basic principle that I think you said. We've reiterated. It's like, just don't be trying to tell other people what to do with their
property. That's the deal, because somebody absolutely has the right to sell their property to a developer.
Yeah.
And if you can't really get mad at someone else for doing what they want to do. The only thing you can do is change what you do.
Yeah, or you go buy it.
You go buy it.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. It's like everybody chirping about, so what you're asking in essence is you're asking someone else to take the property that they own and do nothing with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're asking them to do.
Right. Or something they don't want to do with it.
Or something they don't want to do with it.
I don't want to run cattle. I don't want to grow
think
cows.
deeply think about that.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Not really. And it's not okay.
It's not okay.
Not the way we do things.
And, it is unfortunate that, when your view changes, which, I've owned homes that happened, and guess what? I moved. It was one of those things where it's like, you can't be mad about people making decisions that they needed to make based off of their lives with their property.
Well, it's living in a community with other people.
Yeah. That's part of it.
If you really, there's still land west that you can go and you can get, and there's nobody there.
Yeah. And
you can do what you want.
You can do with it. That's the deal. Where I'm from, if a subdivision of 100 houses popped up, yes, that would be very weird and not make any sense and confuse people because it's never happened in the history of the whole place, right? Because it's an hour and 20 minutes from the biggest or third biggest city in the state.
Yep.
And it is an interesting thing, and it's none of this is easy or has simple solutions. I think in general, there's a call to some better planning, like a more organized effort of what is the identity of the town going to be. But I think I think getting mad about change.
Well, to some extent, it's just beyond our control.
It is 100%.
Springfield is Springfield. It's the big town. It's always going to be the big town. It's like St. Louis, and St. Louis is surrounded by other smaller towns.
Yes.
And honestly, when you drive through there, you can't tell where one ends and one begins.
They just bleed together.
It's kind of like, Nixon, Springfield are getting like that.
It's all kind of bleeding together.
Ozark's not quite there yet. Republic and
Republic is it is. Republic
and Rogersville is going to develop the same way.
It's going to happen because it's 10 minutes from the city.
Yeah, and the worst, and it's the same thing over and over again. As St. Louis got worse and worse and worse, people wanted to move out to live outside, but they still needed to work there.
They needed to have the job.
It's the same thing here. You've got, traffic now do not leave Springfield headed this way from 4:30 to 5:30.
It's a deal.
PM because it is slammed bumper to bumper all the way, and it's people leaving Springfield to go home to Ozark.
Yes.
Which is fine.
Yes.
But that's why people are now shifting a little bit now. Well, we could buy in Rogersville. And there's homes here. And
well, and they've got a good school district, and
that was my phone. I dropped my phone.
And part of the thing is people decided to live here because of things like, they did have a good, more modern sized, larger school district with other amenities. It's not a huge one,
right?
Because you go to other rural communities and they don't have that. They have much smaller grades and less facilities and smaller buildings and less activities and things that you can do.
And the education is the other reason people are moving out of Springfield. That school district is
it's the biggest school district in the state of Missouri.
It's a wreck.
Yeah, and it's it's just one of those things where
I hear the stories. There are kids moving out of Springfield that come here and they were not educated in Springfield. It's shocking what our teachers have to deal with.
Yeah.
Of students moving from Springfield to here so far behind.
Yeah, and I don't know anything about it because I don't ever have those conversations with people, and there's a lot of different schools in Springfield. Again, I mean, it's the largest school district in the state.
Yeah.
And which I said that to a parent who's in Springfield School District, and they didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
I'm like,
you assume Kansas City's bigger, St. Louis is bigger, but
it's not.
Well, they're chopped up.
Yeah, they're chopped up into different districts.
Yeah.
It's the largest, and I don't know how all that'll pan out for Springfield. And I know a lot of people too who've been really happy with their schools in Springfield. I mean, I know that too. And it's just a matter of, what you're looking for and what you're doing. And I think it all boils back down to the area's growing. It's growing a lot. And, where it'll all end up, we don't have any control over that.
Well, if you have a thought, if you have a concern, if you have an issue, keep it to yourself to begin with.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it from a larger perspective than what I want.
Yeah.
Think about what's realistic, what's possible, what can be done, what should be done.
Yeah.
And is it the right thing to do? And then respectfully, somewhere not online, participate in the conversation.
I like that. That's good advice.
Yeah.
It's more of a slow burn, though, and people aren't really wired to slow burn.
It is a slow burn. And, we talked about that, and we're not slow burn people anymore.
No. And I mean that,
just like we talked off air earlier, just try to watch a movie from 30 years ago. You're like, when is something going to happen? Nothing happens because all of our movies now and our TV shows are just action.
Yes.
Action. We were watching a show last night that we like, Tracker. It's a CBS show.
Yeah.
Paramount, so we watch it. And we watched it. It was about this guy. He has his own little backstory, which is great. But he finds people. He's like a rewardist.
Yeah.
So if somebody's like, my kid's missing, we're offering a $10,000 reward. He's got people that find those, and then he drives his truck with his travel trailer, and he goes there, finds a kid, collects the reward. That's what the whole first season. Somebody missing. Oh, it's interesting. We'll find out what happened. Well, we're in season 3 now, and now every show is like, oh yeah, there's somebody missing. Oh well. Apparently, it was part of this huge criminal conspiracy, and now I've got my gun out, and I'm
everything's a huge criminal conspiracy.
It's a crime show now. Instead of just the interesting part about somebody's missing, how are we going to find them?
Yeah,
maybe they got taken, maybe they just got lost.
Yeah,
it's different things.
Yeah,
but the show has just changed, and it's just not what it used to be.
Well,
we don't like it as much.
That's a lot of things, and I mean, I think. To keep people consuming, it goes back to the lawsuit you're talking about with social media companies. People get bored of things.
No,
and they're definitely attention span and boredom is much greater than it used to be.
If you can do the same thing over and over again in entertainment, with some new, unique ways and twists, I think you keep your audience. I think you lose your audience when you change your show. Criminal Minds is an excellent example.
Just going on forever. Yeah.
Oh, I love that show. I mean, it's really a good show.
Yeah.
Because there was always some serial killer, and he had some weird reason why he was doing what he was doing and the way he was doing it, and they had to go in and find the guy and figure it out, and you didn't know who it was. So the whole time you're kind of going along with him and trying to figure out who it was, and then it just became a big, we're trying to stop the terrorists. And it was like every show was like, we're trying to stop
the terrorists.
Stop the terrorists. I'm like, okay, fine. Anyway,
I don't know. It's all interesting.
Make a good show.
You have a big week, Will. I hope all of your stuff goes very smooth.
Well, I'll be
back.
A
happy birthday.
I'll be back here in 2 weeks. I guess I'll tell you how it all went.
Let's see. I'm anxious to hear an update live from the Capitol. Not live, but after the fact from the Capitol.
It's one of those things. As today stands, I've got emails. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know any of this.
Yeah.
But I've got a week, and I got other things to do between now and then to figure all that out.
Yeah.
So as the day comes,
it'll progress.
I figure things out.
It'll happen.
Get her done.
All right.
Good show.
We'll figure out next week.
I won't be here next week. Lauren will be here with somebody.
I think that's the plan. Me and Chris and somebody. Figure out a buddy.
Okay. See you then.
Bye.